Hello everyone. Today I wanted to show you another piece of gear from my spaceship, which is the X-Touch Mini by Behringer. It's another mini controller, but this one only communicates with your PC through one of the older USB cables on the side here, and it's also powered through that cable. So if you want to use this to control a real synthesizer, you will need to have a MIDI interface so your computer can send MIDI signals to your synthesizers. Or have a synthesizer that you can connect to your PC. I guess that also works. The X-Touch Mini has multiple rows of buttons here, one fader and some rotator knobs, which you can also press and press again if you want. The X-Touch Mini is entirely of plastic, but it feels quite solid, with exception of the fader maybe. It doesn't feel bad, but it of all the things on it, that feels the most loose. You can use it either as a custom MIDI controller. That means you can program it yourself, make it send notes or CC commands on whatever you want. Or you can use it in Mackie mode, which is sort of the default that most music programs use. If you want to use it in Mackie mode, you can do this either through the software, which I will show you later, or you can do this by holding the MC button here while you are powering it up. So if I unplug it, hold this button and then plug it in, it will launch in Mackie mode, and then this button here, this light here will light up, so you can see you are in Mackie mode. And if you want to just use it in the normal mode again, you just repeat the same thing. So you hold the Mackie mode button and you power it on, and then it will turn off again if it was on before that. So let me open up the software here, otherwise it won't show you much. Let's see. So for the first piece of software that I want to show you, it's there we go. It's a program that you can download for free. It's called midi key to key. And basically what it does is if you select your device here and then you press start, it will show you all the CC commands that you are doing here. So it's very handy to track whatever you are doing right now. So if I press a button, you can see on the screen here that I'm sending CC message number 20. And when I'm holding it, it's sending 127, and when I release it, it sends 0. So every button I press, you can see I've programmed these from 20 to 27, because there's 8 buttons here, and I start at 0, so 27 is the last one here. And then on this one I have programmed it from 30 to 37, so it's easy for myself to keep track of what I'm doing. And then on these I have programmed the rotator buttons, both the push and the rotator. I've programmed them both to send CC message 50, I think it was. Oh, it says 18, 19, 20. Okay, I guess I was wrong there. But yeah, you can program all those values yourself, and I will show you later how you can do that. Now you also see here 2 layer buttons. So currently the buttons were in layer A, and you can set up another layer here, B, which will shift the function of all the buttons, including the fader. But I've programmed the fader to be CC message 7 on both layers, because CC7 is usually the main volume control, as you can also see here in the MIDI key track program. Whenever you use a CC command, that's usually a default thing, like cutoff or main volume, like things that are really general. The program will just show you that instead of the actual CC value. So yeah, this is set to 7 in both my layers. But for example, the rotators, you can see I have programmed the first rotator button here to 90, and if I switch to layer A, it's set to 18. So yeah, you get a lot of buttons for not a high price here, which is pretty nice in my opinion. Yeah, and you can also choose the press. If, as you can see, it's also set sending 18 here right now, but you could also send a different value than when you are rotating it. You can see that the rotators have a nice lit up ring around them. This is very helpful, but it doesn't track with software. So if you are using it in conjunction with software, the lights on the ring around the rotator might be different than what your knob on the software is, especially when you are switching presets a lot. It won't update, so be aware of that. Also, these rotators are endless, so even if, as you can see, I'm at the maximum light, I can still just keep rotating to the right whenever as much as I feel like. And if I go back, you will see it instantly starts, the light ring instantly will start returning until it's 0, and then I can keep going that way, it doesn't matter. And also the value will stick on 0 here, as you can see. So the value that you are sending is always based on this button and not on the software that you are using. So that's one thing to be aware of. Okay, let's get to another program to use with this. So I'm gonna stop this one. Let's see. And I have to do this, I couldn't launch them earlier because otherwise MIDI does get messed up. When you have two programs running, it doesn't like that, so it will only send MIDI to one of the programs. So let me start up the Xtouch software here. See if my program wants to pick it up. There we go. So yeah, this is the Xtouch editor. It's very simple. So here you can also see you can choose between the standard and the Mackie mode. So if I go a little bit to the right with to the left with my device. If I click on the Mackie mode now, you can see that the Mackie mode has been turned on because the light turns on here. And when I go back to standard, you can see it turns off. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So you can save and load presets on your computer here. If you want to start editing the buttons on the device, you have two buttons here. There's a Get A and a Get B. If I press the Get A button now, do you want to load it? Yes. So now I have loaded all the settings that were on the hardware, and I have loaded them into the program here. And if I want to save the settings that I put here on my on the editor, then you can choose dump A or dump B. So if I choose dump A, then that means I will dump them to layer A, and if I press dump B, that means I will dump them to layer B. Yeah, be careful that if you load layer B here, for example, that you don't accidentally dump them to layer A, because then you will lose your settings, or be sure that before you start editing that you save your settings. So yeah, let's get into the settings. Now there is an issue, unfortunately, with Discord, that it won't show any of the drop downs when I click these options, so I will just read them out. So on the first option here, you can choose global, off, or any of the 16 MIDI channels. Then you can choose on the second one here, you can choose the type of message that you want to send with your fader. The fader can choose from CC messages, pitch bend, or a program change. Then you can here you can choose your CC message. So there's a drop down where you can just click a number. So if I click 8, you can see it changes to 8. You can set a minimum and a maximum value, which is nice if you want to limit your maximum volume, for example, since I'm using it on 7 here. And I don't use these last two, so I'm not entirely sure what they do. Then there is the encoders here. So in the top half here, you have the push function. So yeah, and this is when you actually push down the button. And personally, I've set them to the same thing, so it's really easy that way to to switch to maximum value of whatever you have on the rotator, which is fun if you want to do like if you want to suddenly turn off or turn on an effect, something like a stutter that you want to put on full value, then you can use the push button, and it's really easy to instantly turn on the full effect. So yeah, you can separately set these things. You can choose the MIDI channel again. Under type here, we have 5 functions now. So you can choose CC, note, pitch bend, program change, and MMC. And then choosing CC value, minimum, maximum is the same. And for push buttons, you can choose between momentary or toggle. So if you have a momentary, it will only be of that value whenever you're holding it down. So when I'm not pushing it, it will be 0, and when you push it, it will be 127. And if you use toggle, each time you press it, you will switch between those two values. And then you have the rotator. So that means when you are rotating it. And for rotating, just like the fader, you can only choose CC, pitch bend, and program change. And the rest of the options is the same here. And you can also choose the lettering. You can choose between single, pan, fan, spread, and trim. So that's for the lighting up, but I recommend just keeping it on fan, because that's the easiest to keep track of whatever you're doing. And then in the last tab here, you have the buttons. And on this small image here, you can see which row of buttons you are editing. So unlike the encoder where you had both on the same screen, these are split up. So if by default you go to the top 8 buttons, and if you want to edit the bottom row of buttons here, then you have to click here and you switch to, as you can see on the image, we have now switched to the bottom buttons. For the rest, these two are exactly the same in settings that you can do. Channel is the same again. For the type, we can choose CC, Node, Pitch Bend, Program Change, and MMC. And then with behavior, you can switch between momentary and toggle again. So yeah, that's pretty much all the software options here, I think. And yeah, layer A and layer B, they work the same. So if I were to load layer B now, you can see I haven't set any of the buttons here yet because I accidentally reset the device, and I still need to set these up. But on the encoders, you can see I have set them here to 90 instead. So let me just launch another program, and I will show you how you can use this controller. Let's see if I picked it up yet. There we go. So this is my own visual program, and if you know programming, you can program your application to listen to CC commands. So what I have done is I've programmed my visual program to listen to certain CC commands, and I've programmed them in a way that they work really well with the rotator. So I have set up my second layer, layer B here, to control the camera looper, as you will see in a moment. So with the first rotator here, I have set it so you can switch between different types of loopers here. And then I can zoom in and out with this one here. I can rotate it. Yeah, so basically if you have a knowledge of programming, it's really cool what you can do with it. You can basically turn it into a second keyboard that way for anyone who has one. So let me just close my program and start another program here. And this time I will start Analog Lab, which is a synthesizer program by Arturia. So this one is what you will more likely will be using the MIDI controller with. Let's see, there we go. Let me open up the MIDI tab here. MIDI, yes. So as you can see here on the right, I have set the same CC commands that I was using in the in my own application, and that I set up here. So if I rotate or turn the fader, so I have set the fader to control master volume, so as you can see it does that. So if I press a note, let me select this. It's really easy to control the volume here. And let me just turn some knobs. So as you can see, I've set the second rotator here to control the envelope 2 decay. And if I switch to layer A, I have basically I've set layer B to control the bottom row, And then I have set layer A to control the top row of rotators, so that makes it easy to keep track. And you can see everything is updating live, but as you can see on my screen, the time is fully opened, but the rotator isn't lit up, so they are not in sync yet until I fully open this one, and then you can see I will start controlling it. So yeah, this is what you will most likely use the X-Touch for, or you can use it to control your music program. As you can see, there are some icons here, so you can make your music program listen to the controller. You can either do this by using the Mackie mode if your DAW is set up to listen to that, or you can set it up yourself. So for example, I have CC command 26 here. So if I go into my DAW, and I tried this actually, but Discord, not Discord, OBS unfortunately won't record bitwig for some reason, so I can't show you this. But essentially, if you go into bitwig and then into the in the shortcuts, you can search for play there, and then you can say to listen to MIDI, and then you press this button, and then it will whenever I press this button, it will automatically start playing in bitwig. So that's really nice. Yeah, and one more thing, the last thing I wanted to show you. Another cool thing you can do with the MIDI key to keypad thing, that program that I was showing you earlier. So let me turn that on again. There we go. So besides showing you all the let me press start. Besides showing you what things you are pressing, you can also program this to make it work like a keyboard. So if I were to press this one here, for example, 27, so that's this button here. So if I double click this, oh, that's unfortunate, it doesn't actually show up in OBS. But essentially, when you double click it, there will be two boxes that you can click, and on the first one it will ask you to press any key on your keyboard or key combination. So for example, you could press Ctrl Alt Delete there, and then whenever I press this this button here, it will automatically press Ctrl Alt Delete at the same time for me. So you can make shortcuts for your keyboard there. So yeah, you could use it as an alternative to Elgato or whatever all those mini controllers are in conjunction with this software. And then there is another tab which is called Start Program, and as you can imagine, you can select the program on your computer there, and whenever I press this button here, it will launch that program. So yeah, that's two really nice functions that you can use this software for as well. So you can use it as a rather cheap extra keyboard. And the bonus of using this as a keyboard is that you have rotators, which a normal keyboard doesn't have. So there are some paid programs as well, which do kind of the same thing as the MIDI key to key. And they are normally used, for example, with Photoshop. So in Photoshop, you have a lot of tabs that you can open to adjust the color. And with those paid programs, for example, you could turn on this knob, and instead of having to open the adjust color thing, this one could adjust your red value, this one could adjust your blue value, this one could adjust your yellow value. So yeah, you can make using Photoshop a lot faster if you use a MIDI controller with rotator knobs. I hope this video was helpful for you, and see you the next time.